Each year, we call upon an individual of uncommon distinction to address the MBA graduating classes. In the Berkeley-Haas tradition, we also seek an individual who him or herself embodies, personifies our leadership values based on those 4 principles I mentioned. This year, we are delighted that the Haas School commencement speaker is just such a leader and one of our very own, a graduate of our MBA program. He graduated in 1984 from the MBA, and it is Joe Jimenez. I'm very happy to have Joe here. Joe, as most of you know, he is the Chief Executive Officer of Novartis. When he was named to this position in 2010, he became the first American to lead the Swiss-based pharmaceutical giant, which is, of course, a global company. As CEO, Joe focused Novartis in 3 areas, 3 sectors. 1, innovative medicines. 2, generics. And 3, eye care. And has invested literally billions of dollars in research and development to build one of the best product pipelines in the industry. With every step of his career, Joe has sought new challenges, he has taken calculated risks, and he has made things happen. Joe was a Bay Area native growing up in Walnut Creek, receiving his bachelor's in economics at Stanford, where he was also ranked among the top 5 100-meter breaststroke swimmers nationwide. Prior to joining Novartis, he spent the majority of his career in the consumer goods industry, climbing the corporate ladder at Clorox, ConAgra, and Heinz in both the US and in Europe. After joining Novartis, he led the company's pharmaceuticals and consumer health divisions prior to becoming CEO. He is an exemplar of all 4 of our defining principles, and most especially, I think, the principles of students always and confidence without attitude. Joe has worked to perfect his business skills throughout his career, which enabled him to successfully bridge the gap from consumer goods to the pharma industry. When we interviewed Joe for our alumni magazine in 2010, shortly after he was appointed, he attributed his problem-solving ability and his positive thinking to skills he acquired while getting his MBA here at Haas. He said that, quote, he learned how to take something that's complex, how to simplify it down to its most basic elements, and then address those. When approached this way, no problem is unsolvable, end quote. In 2015, Berkeley-Haas formally recognized Joe for his achievements and prominence in the field, naming him our business school's Business Leader of the Year. Imagine a world without malaria, without cancer, without heart disease. Novartis is a company that is tackling these and other great health challenges of our time. Fortunately for us, Joe is at the helm of these efforts and is a leader who has both skills and the courage to make remarkable things happen. He's very much, as I said, an exemplar of our Berkeley leader. He demonstrates the power of the Berkeley MBA degree and where it can take you, where it can take all of us. Please join me in a warm welcome for Joe Jimenez.
Thank you, Dean Lyons, for that warm welcome. It's really an honor to be back in Berkeley today. You know, the Haas School of Business is very special to me. It's been over 30 years since I got my MBA here in 1984. And just to put that into perspective in terms of how long ago it was, this was the year that the Soviet Union, announced that they were boycotting the Olympics in Los Angeles. It was the same year that Ronald Reagan defeated Walter Mondale in the race for U.S. president. So I know none of you know who these people are, but your parents definitely do. Look, needless to say, the world has changed dramatically since then. What I see now in 2017 sometimes gives me pause, and sometimes it gives me hope. And today, looking out at all of you, I have hope. Because you are the future of business and of the world. No pressure. But look, I know that a lot of you are here today because you want to make an impact. You want to have an impact on the world. You want to use what you have learned here to make the world a better place. You want to drive change, and you will change the world because Bright and optimistic minds throughout history have changed the world, and they've made the impossible possible. You're going to lead us towards a future that nobody here can imagine today. In the years since I've left Haas, I've watched technology revolutionize every industry, every business, and the day-to-day life of millions of people around the world. And as we move into a future, the pace of change is only going to increase. The impact of technology is going to be more transformational. And I'm very curious to see how all of you are going to change the world. Will you revolutionize travel so every plane, train, and car is self-driving? Will you find new applications for machine learning and artificial intelligence as they disrupt every industry on the planet? Will your generation cure cancer? Or will you see a time when human beings will live to be 150 years old? In your lifetime, you're going to see some amazing things happen. And as you head off from this place, I want to encourage you to remember three things: purpose, pathway, and people. First, purpose. In your post-business school life, one of the most important things you can do is find a place with a purpose that you believe in. At Novartis, our purpose is to discover new ways to improve and extend people's lives. This is why my 120,000 associates come to work every day. Our products touch the lives of 1 billion people on this planet every year. I was drawn to this company because of that. Nothing compares to the moment when a patient that you meet is alive because of a drug that was discovered and developed in your company. For example, Emily Whitehead is a young girl who was near death from leukemia. She had relapsed twice, and doctors had run out of options. Desperate to save their only child, the Whitehead turned to an experimental cell therapy that my company was developing with the University of Pennsylvania. During this treatment process, we take the blood of a patient, we genetically engineer the T cells in that blood to recognize the cancer and kill the cancer, and then we reinfuse it back into the patient. The treatment had never been tried before on children, and Emily was only 6 years old at the time. But it worked, and by the time she was 7, she was disease-free. This is the purpose of my company. Find a company that you can believe in, that has a purpose, and you'll want to come to work every day. Use your talents to do something to change the world. Second is pathway. On the way to the future, where do you want to leave your footprint? A pathway is not just a direction from here to there. It's more than that. It's a journey, and you're going to have many twists and turns. Thinking about my own career trajectory, I want to encourage you to resist the urge to over-engineer your path. You are smart, ambitious people. Many of you want to over-engineer everything in your life. But resist this. Sometimes the best things in life happen to you. I tell every young person that I meet, don't take a linear career path. I didn't, and it turned out okay. In fact, I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. My business today is healthcare, but that's not where I started. After I left Haas, I joined the packaged goods industry at Clorox, just a few miles down the road. I was successful there. Eventually, I went to the H.J. Heinz company, and after a time in management positions, a pharmaceutical company asked me to join their board. I didn't know anything about healthcare. But I was so intrigued with what that company was doing after I was on the board, I decided that my next step was going to be towards healthcare. And then when Novartis offered me the job of the consumer health business, I jumped at it, later took the pharmaceutical division, and then became the CEO of the company. So don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone and try something new. New experiences are no doubt going to challenge you. Some of them are going to terrify you, but they're also going to make you better. And then finally, it's people. Let's face it, we know that this class is the smartest, most talented graduating class that Haas has ever seen. But the reality is, no matter how good you are, you can't achieve success without a strong team around you. Now, you're going to be on many teams throughout your career, and you're going to be leading most of them. You need to learn how to unite a team and to push them to do more together than anyone could have done alone. To do this, align the team around a goal and have that goal be simple and something that you can keep in your head, because then you can articulate it and you can rally people around you. Leaders also have to be good listeners. They need to hear both the good and the bad, and then they have to have the courage to make tough decisions. Let me tell you a short story about the time earlier in my career. I was managing a division of another company, and I was put in place to turn around that business. The business was declining. We were missing our forecasts every month. After doing a lot of digging to understand the root cause, I realized that people didn't feel comfortable bringing me bad news. And this was a problem because I had to change my own behavior before the business could turn around. And since that experience, many years ago, I've learned that I have to encourage people, and so will you, to tell you both the good and the bad. Everyone who walks through my door is biased in some way, and my job is to detect that bias, filter it, so that you can hear the real story. And if people are afraid to bring you bad news, you won't be able to do anything about it. So it will materialize as a surprise. So encourage people to bring both the good news and the bad news to you in your leadership positions as you start to assume them. So graduates, you're moving into the next phase of your careers at an incredibly exciting time. As you embark on this journey, embrace the incredible opportunity that you have to change the world. You will lead some of the most profound changes of our time, which will alter history. So take that seriously and make it for good. Remember to find a purpose in what you do, enjoy the twists and turns of your pathway, and stay focused on uniting the people around you. Congratulations, graduates. I look forward to seeing how each of you will change the world. Thank you.